Yeah, 118 Juliet Delta. We'd like to do the city tour today, Churchill Downs in downtown.
118 Juliet Delta, runway 24, taxi via hotel. I'll have your radar service for you in just a moment.
24 via hotel, 118 Juliet Delta. Okay, we got flight initial heading 220, flight VFR, at or below 2,500. Louisville tower frequency 124.2, squawk 0127.
Hey, Juliet Delta, that's all correct. Have a flight.
And so it's a really good question. It's a bit of a long process. What led from a degree in aviation to a master's in teaching? So the beginning of this process begins at Eastern Kentucky University, where I was a resident advisor for 3 years in a freshman dorm, which means I got to see freshman students make freshman mistakes for a good deal of time. And I got to make observations. And generally what I was seeing in the students was that there was an overall kind of lack of drive. They seemed to lack a sense of purpose or passion for learning, and they just overall seemed to be drifting. And I was a small group leader there also on the floor, so I got to know a lot of these students pretty well one-on-one, and I began to be more and more concerned with what I was seeing. While I was at EKU, I worked at some summer camps. I began to notice many of the same trends in the children that I had observed in the college students that I worked with. In one camp, the children had fun when they could be separated from the electronics, but it contrasted sharply with the camp that I worked at in Chattanooga that didn't allow electronics. At that camp, I was in charge of the outdoor sportsman program. This meant I took groups of children fishing, hiking, and canoeing. It was there that I began to develop tools that incorporated outside experiences into fun, engaging, and tangible lessons that I felt really stuck with the children.
So Daniel, tell me about your catch. What'd you do?
Well, I just patient and patient wins.
Patience wins.
Upon graduating with a degree in aviation, I worked at both Louisville airports. At Stanford Field, I worked on the ramp at UPS as part of a load-unload crew, and I really enjoyed operating all the equipment. Tugs, belt loaders, K-loaders, you name it, I got to operate it. At Bowman Field, I worked at Louisville Executive Aviation, where I got to park aircraft, push them into the hangar, back them out, meet famous people, and fuel the occasional Apache. It was all fun, but I did not see it being something that I would be satisfied by, so I began to work at the YMCA as a mentor in their before and after school childcare program. It wasn't long before my part-time job became a full-time job, and I became a YMCA before and after school care director. I built on lessons acquired from my camp experiences to make the program as fun and engaging as possible. I scheduled tours of the airport and family-friendly outings on the weekends. As I integrated my program more and more with the school, I began to appreciate the impact the teachers had on students more and more. This ultimately led to my departure of the YMCA program and my arrival into the Masters in Teaching. I look forward to seeing how it works out.